I'm going to make this as brief as I can because I'm super hungry and very tired and jet lagged. I didn't really have any expectations of this live or knowledge of what it would be. This is my first fish tank live and my ticket number was very bad. It was like 2,780 something. The higher your ticket number, the less soon you can get called in. So I knew I'd be waiting a long time, so I just joined like towards the end basically. I was able to walk right down to the like first layer of people and stand at the back of that. So actually I was not very far at all. I was actually very close. To be honest, I haven't been listening to Budokan until this week, pretty much until the last 2 weeks when I finally watched the PV for Raijin for Jin Resonance, and then I listened to Subrosa on the day of release. Since then I've been listening to some older albums like Abracadabra and Tenshino Revolver, trying to experience those songs again and separate my pain and grief from them and try to enjoy them fresh and as their own thing that is not connected to anything that's happening in the real world. It feels like Budokan are like my backbone and they are part of my body, and sometimes I feel like if I don't listen to them then something's missing, something's physically very wrong with me. I've kind of gone through this realization when listening to Subrosa that Budokan are Achan essentially, and my first impressions of Subrosa were amazing. I think Subrosa is a masterpiece. I really love it and I was really putting off listening to it, but on first listen I was just like mouth agape, just shocked at how brilliant it was. Budokan kind of absorbed parts of Achan and he is essentially living, singing, breathing through all the members combined. And today at this fish tank live I realized that not only are Budokan Achan, but we are also Achan. Achan is inside every single one of us and he's living and breathing through us too. When we go to lives and see Budokan and we're all together in the same room. I was very nervous about attending this live, but in a way I think I'd be more nervous if Achan was there. I'd be more excited, but I would also be a lot more nervous because I think I get a lot of FOMO all the time and I get really like stressed if I'm not getting the best view, getting the perfect experience that's like stress-free and the best it can be. So I think the pressure was off a little bit in that way because I love him so much and that love for him really consumes my experience of going to see Budokan. It was also really easy to separate the pain and everything from the more positive aspects and all the happiness and joy and positivity that so many members and fans are trying to push all the time. And I really wanted to make sure I'm always grateful for that because I think that's the most important thing, and it's taught me a lot about how to deal with grief and how to continue to build a community, and also how to let go of things that have like this grip on you, and you know, you'll have fun and also don't take anything for granted. I was quite surprised that this setori was mostly Subrosa songs, but I was not disappointed because I don't think I'm going to make it to the Subrosa tour. So being able to hear almost all of Subrosa live in some of the very earliest days that it's being performed was so incredible. Imai playing with all these noises and all these sounds and sensations non-stop, and every instrumental break just feels so immersive and experimental. He's really like controlling a spaceship up there, and I was just so like transported to another dimension. I really loved hearing all of his noises. They were so beautiful. All the members I think are actually fantastic performers, and whether they want to be or not, they are. And he's so charismatic and so humble, and there's just such a like warmth about him and sensitivity, and I get the sense that he's really trying to communicate with Achan, and I think he's really trying to show not just everyone that's watching, but also show Achan how much he means to him and how much he loves him and thinks about him. I was not expecting Hide to sing as much as he did, and what really sent me over the edge was Hide singing Bara no Hibi, which is a song that he wrote. I believe he did write Bara no Hibi with lyrics written by Achan, sung by Achan originally. Bara no Hibi is probably top 5 or top 10, let's say, favorite Bucktick songs of mine. When Imai introduced this song, he said something like Barairo no kyoku, something. I had this kind of sensation in my body. Something kind of took over me. My life flashed before my eyes as the song began, thinking, oh, it could be La Bien Rose, it could be another song from Subrosa, because roses play such a heavy symbolism in Buckticker's imagery anyway. Bara no Hibi is one of those songs that I've always wanted to hear live, and like since the day I heard it, I couldn't even perceive it in my mind how that would feel to hear that song live. And it's one of the things I was saddest about, and I was thinking, I'm never going to hear this song live now because it's so precious to me and I'm never going to hear it. And it's not a song that they play often anyway. Imagine my surprise, imagine my horror. It was awful and I couldn't stop crying, and it was quite scary. As that song finished, I could hear everyone crying around me and I was sobbing so loudly, and afterwards like I heard people talking about it. This song in particular, the symbolism of Hide singing this song, and he sang it so beautifully and so carefully and patiently. It is a song about Achan. With Hide's Paredo Mori is also about Achan and his own grief for Achan. And it was really hard. It was hard to get through that one too. And what really took me out was Kyoki no Dentohi, which I know that they do play sometimes, but I was not expecting it to be played and to be sung by Hide. And Hide is so cute. He's like the complete opposite of Achan in terms of like performing style, and he's still finding his performance style, I think, but he kind of did almost a little pastiche of Achan's Kyoki no Dentohi. Just absolutely killed me off. Like I could not speak. This man, the way that he's moving about on stage, swimming, and Uta's chasing him and he's swimming after Uta and they're running around together. And I can only imagine how much Hide must have spent in training in the studio, practicing these, rehearsing these songs, just to be able to sing for that long and have that stamina. I think him and Imai did such a good job balancing vocals and singing songs that suited both of them in different ways, and I'm just so happy that they chose those two songs, because Kyoki no Dentohi is top 10 for me again. Like, can you imagine? Those two songs are my favourite songs that I've heard by Bucktick so far, which is sort of horrible and sort of painful and sad, because obviously like I would have wanted to hear Achan sing them too, but I think this is so beautiful in itself that I can't help but think I'm so lucky that I get to hear Hide sing those songs. And they finished with Iconoclasm, and everything was just horrible but really nice, and I think the four of them did such a good job in making it feel whole and making it feel like there's nothing to worry about. During certain songs, instead of having Achan vocals at all, they would just flash the lights out so we could sing together, and I think that was especially, and I think it was only like 1 or 2 songs where you could audibly hear Achan, but the rest Imai and Hide took care of all the vocals. If not, they would just do instrumental and just have us fill in. Uta is just every time, I mean, every time I see him I feel this intense depression, because I just know how hard this year has been for him, and there's probably been times where he doesn't want to even do anything. His resilience is the most impressive to me, I think. Hide's outfit today was gorgeous. He's got like his shoulders out, his armpits out, like whole arm, and like a glove. Uta's outfit is very, very cute, and I love his choker, and he just looks really like youthful and cool. Subkaru Uta. Aniki was very cool. His drum solo was amazing. I'm really glad that they're still doing little drum solo time for Aniki, and his hair looks really gorgeous and it feels more blonde than usual, I don't know. And Imai is just stunning and a powerhouse and so sexy, and his hair is very fluffy. He's like a cloud or a fluffy white dog, and he came over with shades on and he was singing, and he had his theremin guitar. He was playing loads of theremin. Hide was playing synths too, and the visuals on the back screen were just chef's kiss. They made me cry, the first visuals. Just a lot of sand and rocks, a lot of, you know, patterns that feel when you're at that point in fucking fish tank that patterns make you lose it. I just feel like they are handling it so splendidly. Trying to get everyone to have as much fun as possible is the best way to do it. The set list was perfect, and kind of dividing the songs between Imai and Hide and doing some joint ones, that was very good. It really set the tone and set the mood with such force, and creating this whole universe of Boktik that we never even knew existed. And it feels like Atsan is always there watching, and I don't think that feeling's ever gonna go away. I will get back to you after Budokan in 2 weeks. Goodbye. Thank you. back home from the Bakchiku live at Budokan. To be honest, this set list was very similar to the Fish Tankers Only one. They did do Love Me, which was so beautiful, and everyone was waving and singing together, and I'm really happy about that because that's an experience that I always wanted to have. And they did Bara no Hibi again, and I cried so much. I think I did enjoy Fish Tank more just because I got to be a bit closer, but I think this time the like graphics on the screens were like even better. They added a bit more, I think. I really enjoyed a lot of the visuals. The two girls sitting like opposite sides of me, the one that was to my left, she started talking to me first, and she was from Taiwan, and we had a little chat and she was really sweet. It's also like not her first time seeing Baktik, like she comes here quite a few times in the past. I gave her some of my little like omiyage gifts, and the girl to my right, she like offered me tissues after the live because she could like hear me crying. And she was so sweet. She's from China and she was wearing a beautiful like lily decor. It was so cute, and I gave her some of my omiyage as well, and I managed to get rid of all of them, which is great. I really wanted to do that. I just love it. I love seeing everyone talking and socializing and making friends, and it just makes me so happy. Like, I'm just so glad that we still have each other despite everything. Being at Budokan does make me feel very depressed because obviously I was here 2 years ago seeing Baktik for the first time, and it feels like no time at all, but it also feels like there's no way that was just 2 years ago because I feel like so much has changed in my life since then. It was a good live, it was a good party. It was really nice to talk to people about their impressions of Subrosa and the impressions of this live as well, and to get some different perspectives on it, I suppose. I'm really happy and glad that they're going this way, and I think they couldn't have approached it any better in my opinion. Subrosa may be different and this whole direction may be very different, but that's good. That's good. I don't want it to be the same. I want this new era of Bakchiku to be different because I don't want Achan to be imitated. I don't want that. I don't want them to feel like they have to dwell on such a thing. I want them to completely move with a new direction because I always think that's better than trying to do something that is gone, you know? Like, it's not gonna work. you can't it will never be as good if you keep trying to do the same thing again. Luckily I like the songs that are very Ima and Hide heavy, I suppose. I don't know who to fall for. I don't know. I'll always be Achan, so. Like I said, I was able to give away all my omiyage and I got so many in return. It was so nice to trade omiyage with everyone, so I'm super grateful that so many kind and sweet and lovely gave me so many things, and I'm so happy. It was so nice to meet new people and to watch people interacting. I did get this t-shirt, and that's Bakchiku. Yeah, lovely, so cute. I'm guessing Hide, Imai, Uta, Toru, Achan. I'm gonna go and rest. Tomorrow I can chill. Got nothing to do tomorrow. Keep loving and adoring Bakchiku. Keep loving and adoring Achan. Look after each other, you lot. Bye bye.